The stream is live.
We right at it.
Yeah. Let's
I
go.
believe we finally made it on here.
Yay.
Sure,
Figured it
though.
out.
So let me make sure.
I got the
So,
notification on YouTube that we're live, but
all right, we live then. So, and I'm live on Facebook. So,
awesome.
there we go. We live. Facebook, YouTube.
Yay.
I'm not sure if I got live on Instagram though. Let me. Okay, we live on Instagram too.
Awesome sauce.
Just to make sure we live on Instagram. I'm not sure if we live on Instagram.
I
But
don't know.
if not, I'll put the video up later. How you doing today, Faith?
I'm doing absolutely amazing. Full of life. How are you doing?
Faith finds fruit. I'm doing excellent. I am doing excellent. I've been excited all day to have you on. I've been getting questions. People been inboxing me like, who is this girl that just came out of nowhere and transformed her life? So, before we get started, make sure you can hear me well.
Yes.
Okay, and I can hear
Yes,
you
I can hear
well.
you. Yes.
Welcome Facebook, welcome YouTube. I don't know what happened with the Instagram. I'm sorry, I'll try to get that on there. But we got Faith Finds Fruit here with us today. Faith has done 104 days of
Mm.
all grapes. And she transformed her life. We're gonna get her story. We're gonna see why she did it, how she did it, and how she feel after she did it. So um, hold on. They said we not live on Facebook.
Oh, well, we need to be on Facebook.
I'm on the Facebook Live right now. Can
So
you
we're
go to your page and see if you can find us on Facebook?
me? Okay, let me see. I don't know if exiting out on my phone's gonna take
It's
me
okay.
back.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Okay,
about it.
okay. Let me see. I don't. It's gonna be on your personal account, right?
Yes,
Yeah, no, I do not see it. But you see it on your side?
I do.
Interesting.
I see it on my side.
Yeah, no, it's not on my side.
Let me see something. Okay, 1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
We're gonna get it popping right here. There we go. We should be live on Facebook.
Okay.
What it was is I had it the settings turned on so could nobody watch us.
Oh
But
no. Yeah, we need the Facebook family on here for sure.
so we'll give people a chance to get on and make sure they can find the stream and everything. So,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
yeah, that's what the problem is. I don't think I had the access. The people could access it. So we live on Facebook and we live on YouTube.
Hey, this is your first time using this, so still
Yeah,
learning.
hey, we long as we get the story out, I ain't worried about nothing. You
Heck
know,
yeah, heck yeah.
you
Would
know.
you
So
would you used to go on like go live on Facebook and then just upload it everywhere else or
yeah, I would go like live on stream or like what is it like Zoom? I would do. So,
okay.
but we moving up. You know, we moving up. We interviewing high level individuals like you now. So we just gonna
Oh,
give people a little chance to get in. So that's all I want to do. So I do want to thank you again. I do want to let everybody know what I said when I first started off. For those on YouTube watching, I'm gonna say it again. We got Faith Finds Fruit joining us today. A remarkable story of a 104-day transformation off of fruits, which was exclusively grapes. And this is one of them stories that invigorate the community. You know what I mean? Like this is one of them stories that got everybody like, who is this girl who came out of nowhere, who came from out the blue and just struck us with this? Look what I did. Look how I changed my life. And I commend you on that. So faith finds fruit. Welcome. Welcome to the community.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate your transformation. I appreciate the work you've done. And if you want to start off, please, by just introducing yourself and telling the community a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Well, I would say I'm Faith, but I was telling Bobby this before we started the live. My first name is actually Courtney. Um, and when I first started the Facebook account, I was honestly in a very sacred space at the time. I didn't want anyone to know I had an account, so I went by my middle name. Faith is my middle name. And honestly, it's just really cool to see how my middle name came into fruition with my story because honestly, I've never really liked my first name that much. I wanted people to call me Faith, so, and it's very fitting. It's very fitting. So I'm happy to be Faith Finds Fruit. And y'all can call me Faith. I actually would really enjoy that. But yeah, when you ask like a little bit about myself, I feel like in the past, I would ramble on that, oh, I'm just this girl that lives in a small town, these are my hobbies, but that has nothing to do with me. Like, that is not me. I've really come to learn that I'm not this body, and I'm just the experiencer behind these eyes, the witness, the observer. I'm life itself, experiencing itself in this vessel, and I'm just a vessel who's constantly wanting to grow. There's nonstop growth for me. There's no ending. And I know y'all see like 104 days of grapes. Oh, she finished this. There is no finish to this. I actually haven't even broken the grape fast yet. That's the thing. Like,
Facts.
I'm on a lemon cleanse right now, so I'm drinking liquids. So I technically haven't even eaten anything else up to this point still.
That is that's insane. Wait. Be Faith. Courtney, Faith, you want to be called Faith? We're gonna call you Faith.
Call me Faith.
Before we get to the point that you on those lemon fasts, what,
Mhm,
how, and why
mhm.
grapes? Why 104 days? What inspired this journey? Um, like, can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, it's not going to be a little bit. You can't make a short story out of a long journey.
Facts,
So
facts.
y'all
Take your
sit
time.
back. Y'all sit back. I'm not going to say grab some popcorn, maybe grab some grapes. um
Facts.
so it's going to be quite a long story, but I hope y'all are inspired
The
by what
floor
I
is yours.
Yes, thank you. So it all started with, I guess, getting out of a very abusive, traumatic home that I grew up in, right? Um, I finally got myself into this place I'm at now where I finally had a safe space. I had peace, but I didn't have the time to process what I had went through, being in a traumatic home. So even though I ended up in such a safe space, my body was still in a constant state of fight or flight 24/7. I was still stressed out, like I was still living through the trauma and I was still in the traumatic home even though I wasn't there. And what I've learned is that the body doesn't even know if you're living a traumatic experience, if you're living through it in your mind. That's how powerful the mind is.
Facts.
And so yeah, the stress got so bad that I was having panic attacks every day. Um, it was causing me to have the heart palpitations. Um, what else? I'm sure my blood pressure was through the roof, digestive system all messed up. Like, I was just super scared of the stress. I didn't know stress could do that to the body. So I became a hypochondriac. I was scared with health. Every day I woke up, oh, I have a headache. Oh, brain aneurysm. oh, my leg hurts, like it must be a blood clot. Like that's how crazy it got. Every day was something new. I started visiting the doctors like every other week, ending up in the ER. They were telling me like, "Oh, it's just stress and you're dehydrated." And honestly, they were probably right. For once, the doctors were probably right. I was just really stressed. And let's be honest, most people on this planet is dehydrated if they're not drinking or eating their fruits. So, um, I was
Facts.
yeah. So I was very stressed. But the thing about that, I really learned how powerful the mind is. And my mind did end up creating health issues in my body. I didn't have health issues to begin with. And the constant stress in my mind every single day actually caused me to have pain in my liver area that radiated into my back. It caused pain on the other side, like where my pancreas is at. My digestive system, like I said, was all kinds of messed up. You could name any digestive disorder, and I probably had it, you know? Um, my skin issues, I had inflammation everywhere. You know, I have tattoos, and the line work was just puffed up and red and itchy. I had acne. Like, I was creating death.
Mm,
I was creating death. And like I know a lot of people, they go through this experience because they were eating bad. And honestly, I was vegan at the time. That doesn't mean I was eating healthy.
right.
I don't, like I was still eating probably these lab created like fake meats and stuff. That's still so bad for the body. And we don't even know what the effects that's going to have 20 years from now. You know, they don't
Facts.
even have the science behind that yet. So I wasn't eating healthy. That didn't help at all. But my mind was the biggest factor in this journey for me. And so I was constantly seeing the doctors, right? They kept sending me home saying nothing is wrong. Even when things actually started to become wrong, they told me nothing was wrong.
That's
I
what
had
they.
well, I had like appointments with specialists, right? They would call me the day before and be like, "Oh yeah, like your insurance is accepted. Come in tomorrow, like we got you." This happened like 5 or 6 times. And every time I showed up, they told me, "Oh, actually, your insurance isn't accepted. Like, we can't take you today." By the fifth or sixth time, I was like, there's something, there's something bigger into play here. There's a reason why something isn't wanting me to see these doctors. There's a reason why my insurance keeps getting declined, right?
Mm,
Let me stop trying to be in control and give it up to, you know, the creator, the universe, just be in the flow. What does the universe want me to do right now, you know?
mm.
And I'm on TikTok, right? I'm miserable at the time. And I come across, I don't know if you've heard of the medical medium.
The Met. I think I have seen that. Yes, yes.
Yeah, so it's not like strictly fruitarian, but
Hmm.
it is very much kind of like the raw lifestyle of just eating like fruits halfway through the day, and then at night you eat like a salad with like steamed potatoes or something,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So I definitely feel like finding that first like eased me into where I was heading. You know, going from like eating all this junk food is slowly put me into the grapes, which I'll get to in a bit.
Facts.
Um, so I was doing that for about a month, like a month and a half. I was seeing a little bit of progress, but nothing crazy, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and then I'm on TikTok one day again. I feel like the algorithm too, like it can connect to your mind sometimes, you know, with like what
Yeah.
state you're in. So I don't have TikTok anymore, but it definitely did help me at the time.
Okay.
I came across the wonderful Yaki Awakened,
Indeed,
And
indeed.
I, oh my God, I love that man so much.
Shouts out to
Uh,
the family Yaki.
yes, yes,
Back.
definitely. Um, but he was talking about mainly watermelons on that video. And I was like, oh, interesting. Like he was talking about how he healed himself, I believe, on a 160-day juice fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this shit gets deeper. Like it's not just this like medical medium stuff that I found with the fruits and veggies. Like you can just mono eat fruits for a while, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I went on a crazy binge of just like watching every single one of Yaki's videos. And I ended up learning that watermelons were super hydrating, and a lot of disease does come from a lot of dehydration and or dis-ease, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, and it's very gentle on the body, really good for your digestive system, you know, getting your blood flowing, your blood flow, circulation, your heart, you know. And so I was like, okay, like watermelons seem like a more gentle fruit to mono eat, right? So I went from
Back.
the medical medium to watermelon, and I was like, I'll do this for a month. So I did that for a month.
You mean you did like all watermelon for a month?
Yes, I did.
Strictly nothing else.
No, no, I just did watermelon because
Mm.
when you start learning the stuff from Yaki, you start realize, and that's another question people are asking, like, oh, like, what about the water? How much water are you drinking? What do you mean? I don't
What?
need, we don't need the water, guys. Like, like I get water from my herbal teas, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking some right now, but like I'm not just out here drinking pure water anymore. You need H3O2 from your fruits.
Facts.
And if
Facts.
you're drinking water, your body's actually having to go through harder work to convert it into H3O2. So why not
Mm-hmm.
go straight to the source,
Facts.
which is the fruits, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Automatic hydration right there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was on the watermelon. You know, I felt great. I know I was going through maybe a couple healing crises while I was doing the watermelon, but it wasn't anything too serious. And when I say healing crises, um, when I was explaining earlier that I was having pain, like in the
Mm-hmm.
liver area, the back, you know, the stomach, like it would flare up. Like I'd have more of the inflammation, the pain would feel more severe. And honestly, that would scare me. That would scare me.
Now you would
But
experience that like during your watermelon fast.
I've experienced it the whole way through.
Okay. Okay.
Not all the whole time, but it's a temporary like healing crisis where I feel worse before I feel better.
Facts.
You
Facts. I
know?
guess like what they would call that in the community is like detox symptoms.
Okay, or detox symptoms.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard yeah, I've also heard healing crisis, but
You're right.
you know, detox symptom too.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, the pains would feel worse, and honestly, I would feel scared. But then, you know, also hearing of Yaki and other healers explaining that the pain is nothing to be scared about. It is your body healing, you know, and the original pain you even feel is healing. And I think we always feel like we gotta rush. Like, I think people have become too sensitive now. They feel a headache and they want to go to the ER and get some antibiotics. Like, guys, come on. You're messing yourself up, you
Yes.
know?
Yes. And when you
But,
know, be to piggyback off of that real quick, that's one of them things that I preach. Because once you know better, you see
mm,
people healing themselves through natural ways and eating earth, right?
mm-hmm,
Then you have sort of a responsibility to do the same thing.
mm-hmm.
If you keep going back to the people who making you sick rather than follow the people who are and not following but just doing as the people who are healing themselves off earth, that's what you should be doing. So I like what you said there.
Thank you. Yeah, and I mean, this is a whole nother topic too, but when you learn about Rockefeller too, and
Oh boy.
like that's a whole rabbit hole right there. You know what I mean?
Indeed,
Like,
indeed.
natural medicine was the hospitals.
Hmm.
You
Facts.
know, that
Facts.
was the OG like clinics and stuff. And then he shut it all down to serve his own propaganda to the world,
Mm.
learning his own like curriculum. And it's a whole mess. But anyway,
We can definitely get into some of that too, but
anyways, let me get back to how I got to the grapes.
facts.
So, I did the 30 days on the watermelon, and I knew, okay, Yaki, he's also talked about grapes and them being so powerful because they're astringent.
Mm.
And the reason why astringent fruits are so amazing is because the astringent properties pull the mucus and the acids out of your body. When you first put a grape in your mouth and you feel it like you almost feel like you have to pucker your mouth a bit because sometimes it can be sour.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's exactly what it's doing to your insides. It's strengthening your insides.
Mm.
It's pulling the toxins out of the cells. It's rejuvenating your cells. It's putting oxygen into your cells. It's pulling the acids. I'm sure I said that already, but it's
Hold
just
on.
so.
Hold on. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? Like, we gotta get in tune, people. This is where we headed. This is the information we talking about. This is the energy that's needed. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I appreciate you having me. Like honestly,
Indeed.
I'm speaking from just the Most High. I'm allowing the Most High to
Facts.
speak through me.
Facts.
Like I'm not in control, and this isn't for me. This is for y'all. And if you're here right now, you're doing this for you.
Inspired.
And I want you to know that Bobby, Kev, Ramon, all of them, they don't get up. Yeah, sure, they get up and do this. They got to make a living too, but they do this for y'all.
Facts.
They do this for the
Facts.
collective. And when you get into this lifestyle, you become of service to others, and it's so beautiful.
Facts. Facts.
Um, but anyways, grapes. All of those wonderful qualities about the grapes. I also learned that grapes provide you with almost every mineral and vitamin that you need to sustain yourself for a long time. And that is why, I'm able to go 104 days. Shoot, if I want to go 160, 200, I probably could. Grapes
Mm.
provide you with almost everything you need. Of course, it's not going to be a forever thing. This is detox. This is detox. Um, I'm doing this to heal, not to just like live off forever.
Right. Right.
Um, but I learned about the grapes. I was on it for a few days. And every time I transition into something new, I go outside, I meditate, whatever. I ground myself and I'm like, guide me to however long I need to do this. I don't know. Give me a number. Give me a number. Do I go 30 days? I feel like that's not long enough for my healing. And then I come across you, Bobby. I had made a Facebook solely for the purpose, like I said, I wanted to be hidden. I just kind of used it for the Facebook marketplace, to find like a juicer or something. But
Mm.
then I was also craving community, because this journey was very solo for me.
Right.
I don't have like family. I mean, y'all are my family, and it doesn't bother me because I understand that I am everything.
Facts.
So, like, I take comfort in my solitude, you know? There's
Mm.
never a day anymore where I feel alone because I'm not. But I still wanted community. I wanted like-minded people. I wanted to see other people doing this journey, wanted to see I wasn't alone in this. And when I came across your page, y'all were actually just finishing up your 108-day watermelon juice fast, right?
No, it was just eating watermelon.
Yeah, just eating watermelon,
Yeah.
which amazing to y'all. These people are
Thank you. Thank
veterans, okay?
you.
Y'all see me. These people have been on it for years. They've
Facts.
been on it for years, and y'all were transitioning, or you, I don't know if it was just you, into because I think Kev Ramon went 160 days.
Yeah, Kev was still when I stopped doing watermelon. Kev kept going for like an extra 50 days.
Yeah, beast
So
mode,
yeah, we
beast
started.
mode.
I started grapes in September.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes. So whenever you ended your watermelon fast and was starting the grapes, I was also kind of in it for a few days already, the grapes, and I was like, I need a number. Universe, give me a number. And then I see your post 103 days on grapes. And
right.
I could have sworn I saw 104 days. And
Mm,
that's why I did 104 days. I was like, I'm just gonna stick with 104. That's fine.
facts. That's
You know?
crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's so crazy. And so you were uploading your lives here and there when you were eating grapes every day,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
I was watching them on YouTube. And I was eating along with you and stuff. Like you had no idea who I was, but I was like, this
Facts.
man's my we're buddies. Like this is my great buddy. And then I started noticing like, oh, like Bobby's not posting like the grapes anymore. Where's my friend? So I know you ended up cutting it off and just transitioning into like other
Straight
fruits.
fruits.
But
Yeah,
that's
just
okay.
straight fruits.
Yeah, which that's okay. Like that's your
Facts.
journey.
Facts.
And but like I want you to know that you just posting like the days, like however long you're gonna go, like there was a purpose in that, even if you didn't go through it.
Mm, mm. That's
Because
dope.
that was set in stone and there for me to see.
Mm,
I and so I went a
that's
hundred and
crazy.
I went 104 days. I know some people were asking, did you eat grapes only?
Right, right.
And guys, if I didn't eat grapes only, we probably would have put grapes and apples only, grapes and oranges only,
Facts.
grapes and like yes, I did grapes only. Like
Mm,
if I if I was ever like really thirsty, which there wasn't really many incidences where I was because again, you get your hydration from fruits. So I didn't need
facts.
water. I don't even think I took a sip of water the whole time. But I did get some coconut water, like here and there,
Mm,
and
mm.
specifically the Harmless Harvest brand
Dope.
because it's a very clean, reliable source. I don't want any of that extra nonsense additives and sugars, and they don't do any of that. Like it's all pure. Um, so I would drink a little bit of coconut water here and there, but that wasn't even an everyday thing for me either. Like it was me and grapes. Honestly, y'all are probably shocked he's not interviewing a grape right now. Like I'm shocked it didn't turn into one.
Now,
But
hey, before you go on,
uh-huh.
during the 104 days, and you know this gonna be a question:
Yeah.
seedless or seeded?
That was one of the questions I had written down. That was
I
probably
already know.
next. That
I
was
already
probably
know.
next, Bobby. Um See, when I had gone into Yaki, right, watching all his videos, he really does like um, say a lot of like make sure you're getting the seeded and the organic and all of that. And if you have that at arm's reach to go by all means. If you feel like you need to get it, get it.
Right.
But if you don't have it, eat the seedless. And it's made, and I did that because of you, Bobby, too. Like and that inspired me to just eat whatever fruit I could get my hands on.
Mm,
And
mm.
guess what, y'all see me, I'm full of life. It works for me. It worked for me.
Thank you. Thank
a,
you.
a seedless fruit wasn't gonna stop me from healing.
Facts.
And I mean, I washed my fruits well,
Mm,
seeded or seedless. I would soak them in like some baking soda water, for like 30 minutes. The water was spring water, you
yeah.
know. But
Hmm.
I do want to say though, if you do find seeded grapes, great, because the seeds in the grapes actually um, they they're hard. So when you digest them, it's like an extra scraper, like in your intestines.
Mm.
So
Mm.
it can help scrape off like mucoid plaque and all of that. Um, but you're still gonna heal without the seeds. It just gives it like an extra like scrubbing effect. But the skins on the grapes also scrape the insides of your intestines. So
Fact.
don't worry about the seeds. But there are benefits. There are
Fact.
benefits.
Facts. That was an
Um,
interesting. That was an interesting perspective. I can't say that I've actually heard that perspective before. Like the seed given the extra scraping and things like that.
yeah,
Um.
it's kind of like you have a regular sponge to wash your dishes, and then
Hmm.
you have one of those harder like wired sponges. Like you have the harder one to get the harder stuff on the plate to get off,
Facts. Facts.
That's what the seeds could potentially do, you know.
Mm.
It kind of just accelerates pushing everything out, but you don't need it. The grapes are still gonna push stuff out if you don't have the seeds.
Right.
So
Dope.
another question was what color, right? And the darker the grape, the more astringent it is. So I did try to stick with more of the like the reds and the dark like the purples. And I gotta be honest, when I gave myself a little treat, it would be a green grape. Like if I was really like having some cravings or something, I went out and got myself some green grapes, which is
Mm.
funny because it's still the grape, but
Fact.
you
Facts.
know, but it just wasn't as astringent. But fruit is gonna heal you. And
Indeed. Indeed.
I also want to say it's the people who aren't even on the fruits that are asking you, well, but I can't find seeded. You haven't even started the fruits,
Facts.
you
Facts.
know? And
So
once,
I see that you've already since already just coming into the community that you've experienced that already of people not starting and having a problem with questioning you about things already. That's why your story is so significant because it's based off experience. You know what I'm saying?
and that's the greatest knowledge one could hold.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah,
So
you can do your research. You can listen to somebody make a video. There's a bunch of different variety of videos on health, right? But how do you know unless you do it? You don't.
mhm.
And I was so determined, like I was willing to try anything. And there are so many success stories on the fruits that I had to try it out myself. I wasn't going to sit behind my phone and be like, well, I can't really get a hold of seeded, though, like seeded fruits. Like, no,
Fact.
I'm just going to hop on it. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you did help me with that, so thank you. Like
You're welcome. You're
it
welcome.
definitely gave me like an ease of mind on not having to stress about it. So I don't
Mhm.
want anyone to feel like they have to stress. Like don't stress,
Fact.
just get on it.
It, just do it.
Um,
Just do it.
People also asked how much I ate a day of the
Hmm.
grapes, and I know people were like, "Gee, like I couldn't do that. It must be expensive. Like you must be eating 5, 6 bags of grapes." 5 or 6 bags? I don't like when I first started, my appetite was bigger, right? But
Hmm.
I was maybe eating close to 2 bags, like 2 bags a day when I first started out. Um, but as time went on, my stomach shrank, of course, and I probably ended up eating like half a bag towards the end,
Mm.
and that got me full. And honestly, I wasn't even calculating it. When you become very in tune with your body, you're not like, oh, I gotta eat 2 bags. You eat until your body says, I'm satisfied, you know?
Facts.
And I was only eating once a day on top of that. And
Wow.
I wasn't forcing myself to only eat once a day. My body naturally just wanted to do that, you know? And then people were like, well, why would you do that? Your body can also go into autophagy if you're like fasting,
Mm-hmm.
intermittent fasting. Once you hit 24 hours, your body is getting rid of horrible, toxic, dead cells that aren't serving your body anymore. And then after I'm done eating, you know, that one time through the day, my body's going to digest it quickly and go straight back into healing.
Mm-hmm.
Because when your body's not digesting, it's healing. It's
So
working on healing.
would you say you got to like a point where you was basically just eating when you hungry?
In a way, yeah. I mean, but I feel like because I was eating once a day, my body got in tune with just getting hungry at that time,
Mm.
which was like around 3 to 4, p.m. And
That's
I Yeah, and I also like to eat when the sun is in the sky, eat with the sun, Yaki taught about that too. And I would even try and go outside and eat with nature. And I've had to learn to put my phone down when I'm eating because I want to say the most important thing you can do for your life is being present with
mm,
everything that you do, you
mm.
know? um, Being present with the fruits created such a connection. Like there's already connection there, but you really start to feel like now you're full, right? Because you're connecting, you're seeing how much you're eating, you see how you feel. If you're just scrolling on your phone, you may overeat because you're not paying attention. You're just shoving stuff in your mouth.
Mm. That's
Um,
that's 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 called being in tune.
but like
Indeed.
fruits make you so sensitive too. That
Mm-hmm.
like I want them to know. I want the fruits to know because it's separate from me how much I appreciate them. So in the process of cleaning the fruits, I speak to my fruits. I speak life into them. You know, I set my fruits in the sun and let them take a moment to soak in the sun's energy before I consume them. I'll sit and meditate. I'll chant like I don't know if you know about
Of course. Of
but
course.
yeah, okay. But for anyone who doesn't know, is it's very significant for me because in my opinion, it is definitely the sound of creation, of life.
Mm.
When you first open your mouth, the first sound that comes out is ah. And then you close your mouth, how do you know what I mean? Like sounds created everything.
Facts.
And
Facts.
so even though we're here speaking, with words, sounds are more powerful than that. I really believe that's how nature speaks, you
Indeed.
know. And
Indeed.
and so I really show appreciation to my fruits. And then I'll consume them, but I don't want to mindlessly feel like they owe me. Like they owe my stomach like the food or the fruit,
Mm.
the nutrition. It's gonna probably help me more knowing that it's going into a vessel full of appreciation.
Now, Faith, now let me ask you this. Did you develop this appreciation and this love for fruit during this process? Or was it something that you went into feeling like that?
That's a good question.
Because you have a certain love and like respect for what you're doing, and that's not really something that's commonly seen. Like you said, people think the fruits act like I've never really heard that. People act like the fruits owe them something, and that's deep because it makes you really appreciate what this does for you. So, like, where did you get that appreciation from?
I think the same way I appreciate fruits is the same way I appreciate every single thing that pops up into my journey because I know that everything serves its purpose. Even people who have maybe hated on me in the past, I send them so much love because I understand that the essence of life is love, and that
Facts.
that's all I want to be, that's all I want to give, that's all I want to show because whatever you create in here is what is created out here. That's your reality, you know.
Facts. Facts.
Um, but I mean, for sure, this process created a deeper love for fruits. How could it not? The fruits changed my life. The fruits saved my life. And for that, I owe my life to the fruits.
Mm.
It's a forever lifestyle now. You know, like I said, it was 104 days of grapes,
Facts.
but I'm not done with the fruit. You know,
Facts.
I'm not done with the detoxing, you know? Like, I'm going to get into the lemon cleanse later,
Yeah.
but I was on the grapes for so long. And even being on the lemons, I just now started seeing my kidneys filtering. You know what I mean? So I know I still have ways to go. I'm not perfect by any means, but
Wow.
but this isn't an end, you know?
This is the perfect example. This is the perfect example of doing what you say you gonna do, right? Because one of my mottos is you cannot understand this lifestyle until you start living it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened. When you start living like this and doing for yourself like this in this manner and having an appreciation and developing a relationship with what you're doing, ain't nothing like it. And this is like your story is like the result of that. And it happens fast when you're doing it with such strong intent.
Yeah. And
So that's dope.
you really have an understanding, overstanding of what unconditional love is.
Hmm.
When you go through this lifestyle, the world is running off of conditional love. People feel like you owe them something to love them. You know, they feel like they have expectations for you. There should be no conditions or expectations to love somebody. It should come free flowing no matter what. You can backstab me and I'm still gonna send you the love. You don't gotta be in my life, but I'm gonna love you. You
Mm,
know?
mm.
And this lifestyle, that it showed me that I grew up in a home where it was conditional love. You know, I you know, your mom isn't gonna love you unless you're her emotional support because she's not getting it from men. You
Mm,
know, that's all I saw. You
mm.
know, she's not going to love you because, I don't know, she gave you a $20 bill a month ago and you're still not owing her back, like repaying her for that in some way. Like, there
I
was
get it.
never true love in my life. And I desperately wanted it so badly that I had to create it for myself.
Mm, that's
And
it.
and I have it. I have it.
Mm.
I have it, and I just want to share it to everyone. You
And you
know.
doing a remarkable job. Remarkable job.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
let me ask you this. Um, during 104 days, like you said, you're not perfect. Um, you don't, nor do you want to be. But how difficult was it? Can you talk about difficulty and struggle during the
Mhm.
process?
Mhm. Now, I think it's when you get to a point where you're so fed up, you're so done with how your life is going. You give yourself no other choice than to just do it. And if I woke up and it was a mental battle and I was hungry, because let me tell you, the struggle of eating grapes wasn't as hard as overcoming this
Mm,
mind. Because the mind wants to take control. Everyone's running off their minds. Everyone thinks they're their minds. And you're not your mind. You have to separate yourself from it, you know? And so the cravings would come. And I want to say there was maybe 2 weeks out of the whole process. It's honestly not that long, but that 2 weeks was very hard for me. And it was maybe like midway. I
mm.
was craving everything under the sun, dude. Like things I probably didn't even like in the past. I was like, I want some spaghetti. I want some pizza. I don't even want to eat meat, but oh my God, like I'm just freaking hungry, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And during those times, even though I was eating once a day, I would get up and just go eat more grapes. If you're hungry, just go get some more. It's fine. No one's telling you gotta eat once a day. On those days, I would get up and eat more. And then if I woke up and I struggled to even want to get out of bed, and again, the cravings were there, I one thing I wasn't gonna do was cave. I wasn't gonna cave in. I wasn't gonna let myself down because I I know I told you this yesterday, but I've always started things and I've never finished them.
Mm,
And
mm,
I was gonna finish this because I knew that it wasn't just finishing some external project. It was doing an internal project. This was for me, you know.
facts.
I had to see that I had already gone 2 months. And so if I didn't feel like getting out of bed, well then you know what? I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to give myself some grace. And I'm just not going to eat that day if I don't want to get up. But I'm not going to go eat junk food.
Mm,
You know, I'm not going to get junk food. That wasn't in the books for me, you know.
facts.
So I always had grapes prepared. I always had them like washed and ready in a bowl, like in the fridge. So if you feel like it's hard, just have them ready and there to grab.
Staying
You know?
prepared is staying prepared will save you so much bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to tell you, like, cause what happens is not being prepared gives you an excuse to go do something else.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
It
when
opens
you
like a doorway.
facts, so
And
it's like when you not prepared, you kind of self sabotaging yourself
mhm.
because you know that you putting yourself in a position later on that would you might mess up.
And
So
you
you
know,
can't even be okay with not being prepared.
and you
Go ahead.
have
I'm sorry.
and you no, no, you're good. I don't mean to interrupt you, but it's like you have to subconsciously know you are doing that too.
Facts.
Like it's not like, oh, I didn't know, like I just wasn't prepared. Like
Yeah.
no, you knew, and that was
Mhm.
a great excuse for you to use,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. So and I want to say too the emotional detox.
Thank you. I was gonna ask you about that. That was the next question. Like, how did what type of emotional experiences, ups or downs, highs or lows, did you go through during the process?
I would say when I would go through the emotional detoxes, at first I didn't really see that that's what it was at the time. I was like, oh, it's just not a good day. Like I guess the fruits. Like of course I'm like, oh, the fruits just must not be giving me energy or something. Like just finding some external issue. Um, but when I really sat down and like would think about it, it's like, no, girl, like you have some trauma coming up, you know, and you need to deal with that now because
Mm,
if you don't, it's gonna stay here. It's gonna linger. You're gonna have to go through it again. So might as well try and work through it to the best of your ability right now. And
facts.
so what you can do, you can meditate, ground, journal, those are a lot of the things I would do. It's okay to cry. There were times I would honestly grab a pillow and I would scream into it.
Mm,
And you know what I learned? A lot of your organs are associated with emotions.
facts.
I was having pain in the liver area. That holds anger.
Mm,
The liver is anger. And I know I probably had so much built up anger. And that's why I had to let out these screams. I've always been such a soft spoken person. I would never stand up for myself, hold my ground. And I really felt in those times of the emotional detoxes, I had to scream on top of my lungs. And every time I did, it was an amazing release, And again, my kidneys, they've taken a while to filter. Like, I've done all this and it's just now starting to filter, but the kidneys are, they associate with fear. And how did this start? A fearful mind of my body, of being sick and constantly thinking something's wrong with me. I had a lot of fear. So I mean, things just go so much deeper than just,
indeed.
you have liver issues. You
Indeed. Indeed.
you really have to unpack and dive deep into what is really creating this. It is an internal issue,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but but your emotions play a big part. Your mind plays a big part. So
How how have what changes have you seen in yourself since you've been on this detox with your emotions and your mind? Can you talk about any differences you clearly see in yourself?
Like, other than being a high consciousness being, because that's such a great gift. That's such a great gift that I received, you know?
Facts.
Um, I was never in tune with my body, or I say my body, but the body.
Mm,
Um, I always, I will speak on this a lot, but it's because I've really learned to detach myself from the mind and the body, because I am the awareness. And so, since I'm able to detach myself from the mind and the body, I am more in tune with how everything like works together. The mind body soul connection.
mm.
Like it's very
That's
real. It's very real for me now. And I was never able to see that in the past.
that
And
is so dope.
and so if I wake up and, my mind's running and running, okay, I'm living too much in my head. I'm letting my mind have the steering wheel to this vessel. I need to take control. You realize when you die, this body gets left behind. And when the body is left behind, what's in your body? Your brain, your mind. And so if you're living in your brain, you're going to be the overthinker. You're going to let
Mm.
it take control, But you have to stop letting it do that. And that's why, people will say, oh, like, I tried to do this for one day and I just couldn't. You couldn't, or the mind couldn't. Because you can. You can do it.
Yeah.
And I even saw, like, a comment of someone saying, like, oh, like, I do appreciate this. Like, they're inspired and they want to start, but they say, like, I just hope I can do this. And I'm like, you're setting yourself back just by saying that. You can't say, I hope I can do this. You gotta know you can do this.
Facts.
I know I
Facts.
can do this. I know I'm gonna hit my goal. I'm going to achieve this. There is no hope. You
Isn't it
can't.
crazy? Isn't it crazy how people know that they can't do something, but they don't know they can do something?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a disease in the mind.
Yeah.
I'm a doer. You
Mm.
feel me? Like I get up and I do.
Yes,
The
you do.
reason is the reason that's for though is because you go through the experience whether you fail or succeed. You might as well go through the experience.
And if you fail, just get back up. Just
Get
keep.
back up. There's no such thing as failure in this lifestyle.
No.
There's
You
only getting up and doing it again.
no, you shouldn't fail and then cut it off. That's the real fail.
Facts.
That you failed and you didn't continue. That's the real fail right there. If you
Facts.
failed and then you got up and you kept going, you succeeded. You know, I don't see failure in that. And I know a lot of people, they go through this journey and they do have slip ups. I've heard a lot of that. It's
Yeah.
it's very common.
Did you
Um,
have any?
I didn't. I
No.
didn't. I didn't. But like I said, it's just I was so motivated. I held myself accountable on a level I never had before. That like it wasn't an option. Slipping up wasn't an option.
Facts. Another thing of people want to know how much weight did you lose?
So I didn't go into it like you know for the weight loss, even
Mm-hmm.
though I needed to lose weight, waste because it's
Waist.
waste, you
Facts.
know. Um, but my heaviest was 260 pounds. I I was
You from the
pretty.
260 club too. So me, I was 268. Uh
Mhm.
Yaki was like 260 something.
Uh-huh.
You like I heard a couple more people say that. Now you saying you was 260 something.
I
That's
was.
that's crazy.
Uh,
Yeah.
Man,
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Okay.
So and I gotta be honest. I carried my weight well. No one could
Mhm.
probably ever tell I was like 260. And there I've already seen men in the comments that are like, "Oh, like gain that weight back and then I'll holler at you or something." And I'm like, "Oh, so you want a girl with waist on her then? Like you want a girl with toxic waist on her? Like that's not cute.
Oh, shit. They do. That's what they want. That's
That's
what
not
they want.
Yeah, that's not cute. And then two, there's a difference between a man and a high consciousness man.
Fact.
There's a boy, a man, and a high consciousness man
Mm,
king. You know what I mean?
mm.
And like, I don't need me a man. I need me a man who loves himself and who understands and sees, life in the way that I see it. And
Fact.
that's on such a deep level that you would have read my story and you would have seen how powerful like my transformation was and how much it changed my life and not comment that I needed to like gain weight back.
You need to
You know?
go back to that mind state, that body state, because they don't realize with the body comes the mind.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Except
So you go back to that body, you go back to that mind state.
like okay then go find a woman, a girl with some toxic waste on her. Like,
Fact. They
you
every
know?
fucking where.
No, for real. And so like, um, I don't know. I don't hold that on me anymore. The waste is
Fact.
gone. The waste is gone. And you know what? I'll lose 10 more pounds for y'all. You know?
Well, wait, before you talk about that, so you done with so you still on the great fast,
I mean, I guess technically when
technically. Now
I
let's tell them what you doing now.
I did want to cover because people were curious if I exercised.
Yes, please. Do you exercise? I see you at the gym though, so I know that you exercise. But
No, Bobby, that was what I took that photo on one day that I went to the gym.
one picture, you fooling the people.
I don't have a full body mirror at home.
uh
And so the one day I was in there, I was like, oh wow, that was the first time I saw my body. You know? And like my
So you didn't exercise?
I did yoga, like some light yoga at home. I did stretching. I did occasional walking. I did some lymphatic exercises where you like jump up, you know? I don't have like a rebounder or a trampoline, but I would like jump in place for a couple minutes. But I did not exercise. Like I didn't go to the
So
gym.
you was 260.
I was 260.
What's your
And
weight now?
last time I weighed myself, which this was like a month ago, I was like 125 pounds. So I know I've lost even more since then. I might be 115, 120, 115, maybe less. I don't know. Um, but I've lost what is that? Like 140, 150 pounds
Without exercising.
without exercising, guys.
So hold on. Let me ask you this. A lot of people probably want to know too. So do you still like carry like a lot of loose skin and things like that?
Your mind's about to be blown, Bobby, when I tell you about this, because this is a whole nother thing. um, I actually should have mentioned this. When I went from the watermelon to grape
Hmm.
fast, I started a dry fast before I started it. And I did a 6.5 day dry fast.
Wow.
I didn't drink or eat anything for 6.5 days. And one
Between watermelon and grapes.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
That was yes. So, um what I've learned, or what I did learn, is that dry fasting, one of the great many benefits that come from it, is toning up the skin. And I really firmly, I want to say I know that that played a huge role in the reason why I don't have too much loose skin. Like, I do have, like, some loose skin, obviously, in the arms, like the
Hmm.
underarms, my lower stomach. I definitely
Hmm.
have some loose skin. But it's not to the point where I'm like, I lost 150 pounds.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you know? Like
Hmm.
it's pretty subtle in my opinion. So I do give credit to the dry fasting for that very reason. Um, but yeah, the loose
Wow. I
skin.
mean, that, you know what? You kind of did everything that you're supposed to do
Mm,
when you start fasting.
mm-hmm.
You know, like that's like how it's supposed to be done in my eyes. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like, wow.
Now, I mean, like, experience is the best knowledge you can
Facts.
obtain. But let me tell you, this whole journal, I have papers falling out, is full of just things I've learned, you know? Like herbs I've learned about, like all the systems in the body. I created my own like packets of like fruit combinations and like what foods to avoid, what herbs to avoid, like, so many books and stuff. So like I went in like knowing, but like I really know now.
Right, right.
You know, but I did want to go back to on the grapes. I didn't juice the grapes. I ate them whole. I
Every
never.
day.
Yes, I didn't
Okay.
juice them, and one of the reasons is because I did learn from Yaki too is that juicing grapes can cause a very very high sugar content for the liver specifically, which is fine. Like if you're good, you know, you're
Right,
healed,
right.
juice the grapes. It's not going to be
Fact,
an issue. It's not going to be an issue for you. But I'm detoxing. I'm healing, so I didn't want anything to cause issues. Not that it would have, I'm sure I could have, but I just ate them whole, in its natural state.
dope.
Um, but I know you had asked a question. I wanted to get into the herbs and stuff. I know people wanted to know about that too.
So
But
do
I know
you,
you,
or no, no, do you take herbs every day?
I do.
And what kind of
Um,
herbs you been taking?
So I didn't take herbs the whole time. And I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be nice. I'm going to tell y'all what herbs I'm taking, but I want y'all to know that my medicine is the grapes. That is the medicine. Okay?
Mm,
You
mm.
can't you can't take a herb, stay on the food you're eating and think it's going to heal you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay? Because the fruits have to open up your pathways in order for the herbs to even be able to give you the nutrients it needs to give you, because the herbs are going to give you the vitamins and the minerals and all of that. But how is it
Facts.
going to give that to you if you're backed up and everything's blocked off? You
Facts.
know,
Facts.
it's not going to do anything. So you
Anybody who tell you to do herbs, a herbal protocol will tell you you need to be on a fruit-based diet
you
or
have
a raw
to.
or a raw vegan diet, you know?
You have to. And
Yeah.
I've even heard Yaki say, "Guys, y'all don't even need the herbs. Just get on the fruits." You know?
Facts.
Get on the fruits. The herbs is like the most amazing little sidekick ever. Like,
Facts.
to help assist and aid like what you were
Mm-hmm.
doing by eating the fruits. But
Facts.
the herbs, and I didn't take supplements. And please don't take supplements, y'all. Like they're just as bad as
I
medication.
gonna say, tell them why not. Tell them why
They're,
not.
it's just as bad as medication. They're mixing. They're still mixing natural herbs with like the petroleum jelly, the crude oil, all of these like toxic chemicals and plastics. Like you are not going to receive any form of healing from the supplements, and your body actually will um, like neutralize itself
Mm-hmm.
and balance itself while it is
Mm-hmm.
detoxing. So, and you're going into it deficient already, you know? Like, so I just don't see why you think shoving a supplement is going to help. Obviously, you're deficient. It's not going to help.
Mm-mm.
So, um, the main herbs I took was, and it changed along the way. But what I would reach for on the daily, and I do now, is burdock root.
Burdock root.
We love us some burdock. It's great. It's
Indeed.
a great blood purifier. It's great for the lymphatic system. Um, nettle leaf or nettle
Mm.
root. Um, or nettle seed. Nettle is amazing for the kidneys. I also reach for cleavers, which is amazing for the lymphatic system as well. Um, Cascara sagrada. I think I'm saying that right.
Hmm.
Um, it is amazing for moving your bowels, like your bowel health. So if you have like diarrhea, constipation, it's gonna help you with all of that. Um, Dandelion root, I would reach for. It's amazing for the liver, the pancreas. Milk thistle, you can also do for the liver, the pancreas. Um, I'm trying to think if there's any others. Oh, ashwagandha, because if you
Ashwagandha.
because if you have any form of kidney issue, you're gonna have adrenal issues. So you need to work on those adrenals because that's also tied to your nervous system, and ashwagandha will help you tremendously. Right now, I'm actually drinking sarsaparilla. It's really good for iron, I believe, if you have any like anemia or something. I also have lemon balm and what's the other one? I don't know. It'll come to me. But I take those were the main herbs that I usually reach for every day.
That you do on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Now, were you doing these during your great fast too? No,
Like
midway.
midway I started bringing in the herbs.
Okay.
But like halfway through it, it was just grapes. It was just
Was there
grapes.
a reason why you brought in herbs halfway through?
Yeah, I mean, any extra help, right? But like I also didn't like I learned that the grapes were was the main healer. So once
Hmm.
I knew that the grapes were really starting to open everything up, like I said, I'm just very in tune with my body. I was like, okay, like it's time to start bringing in some like extra minerals and vitamins that these herbs can provide me now that I'm cleaning out, you
Right.
know? So, and I take them in tea. I take them in tea form. So I guess you could consider that my water intake, but I didn't need the water. So
Mm.
it was just to use it to make a tea, you know?
To do extra work. That's what they're there for. That's what
Yeah,
they're there for, literally. So commend
exactly.
you for that too. So
Thank you.
now that you still on your grape fast,
Hmm.
104 days of grapes complete. Not you're not doing 104 days. You got 104 days complete. Yesterday you talked about, and you talked about a little bit today. How do it feel to complete something that you said you were going to complete?
I feel astronomically proud of myself, but also knowing that this didn't happen for me. And there was such a greater purpose when I couldn't see it in the midst of it all. When I would lay there and question why. Like, why am I in pain? Why do I have to go through this? Have I not gone through enough? Like in my past, right? Still living in that victim mentality. That there was such a greater purpose to be served. And that is here right now. That's what we're
Mm-hmm.
doing here right now. I'm reaching people, hopefully motivating people, hoping they get off this live today and want to make a change, you know?
Facts.
Um, the whole time, through this journey, I was like, people just got to know. They need to know. And I know you're out here doing that every day, but
Every day.
I wanted to reach out too. The more people, the better.
Facts.
It needs to get to the point where we don't even have to do this anymore because everyone's just doing it.
Facts.
you know?
Hey, that's the goal. That's the
Exactly.
goal.
That is the
And
goal.
people like you, people like me, your story, no matter we from different backgrounds, I don't know you from a hole in the wall. I didn't even know you existed a few days ago.
well,
You know
you
what
were
I'm
my
saying?
well, you were my bestie, so
And that's dope. And I appreciate the fact that I can help my story. What I do every day can help people. So now
Mhm.
that you are here, you're going to help people. You are helping people. You've helped people already by just showing up as this faith who found fruit.
Yeah.
So you
And
you about to inspire a lot.
I pressed shuffle in my music today, and the first song that came up it's called "Let the New Begin,"
Mm.
and I was just like, yes, indeed, like a whole new life
In a whole new world.
is blossoming.
Let's talk.
But
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry, but it's blossoming in the way that I have always desired. This is what I desire. I desire to be of service to others. I desire to help others, and I'm just so grateful
Well,
that
thank
that
you.
yeah. Thank you too.
Thank you for doing the work for yourself.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what you're doing now. Right now, today is a significant day.
Today is a significant day, guys,
You
and
know,
if y'all don't see the divine timing when I speak about it, like I don't know what will, but today actually, the day we're having this interview is the last day that I'm ending my lemon juice fast, and so it's the 15th day today, and
what
basically,
is a lemon
essentially,
juice fast?
yeah.
What is because I've told a couple people already like this woman that did a lemon juice fast. They're like, what the hell is that? Like, how do you do that? What exactly are you doing?
So lemons are also very astringent. They're
Facts.
so astringent. And I'm not eating the lemons. I'm juicing lemons. You can what you can do is juice about 3 to 5 lemons 3 times a day if you want your 3 meals, right? Or however many lemons you want. There's no limit. But I I like to take it easy. I like to do it just a couple times. So I've been juicing like 6 lemons twice a day, 6 to 7 lemons twice a day, and I drink it undiluted. Um, no water included, no sweetener included, none of that, just straight lemon juice. And I gotta say, coming off the grapes, you would think I wouldn't have no like detox or healing crisis symptoms, but
Right?
I did. I did. Within like the first 3 days, I was almost hitting another emotional detox. We were talking about it. My eyes have been running, like crying. Like I
Mm.
thought I was crying, but I don't know. Maybe it's also mucus like coming out of the eyes. My nose constantly running. So I don't know if I've done this at all throughout the live, but I'm not doing anything, y'all. Like it's the lemons, and it's doing exactly what it needs to do, pulling
Mhm.
mucus out of the body, and it did it
Facts.
almost instantly. It's honestly a very beautiful experience, and it may be very sour, of course, in the beginning, but it's to the point where if this was lemon juice right now, I could chug it in front of you right now, and it tastes sweet.
Mm.
The lemon juice has turned sweet for me, like a lemonade, and I have nothing, and I've been putting nothing in it. It's like amazing how my taste buds have adjusted.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was thinking too the other day, there's people out in the bars taking like lemon drop shots, right? To
Hmm.
feel alive, to feel good. I'm like, y'all need to get on the lemon juice to feel alive, to feel alive, to feel good,
Facts.
Like
Facts.
get on it.
So
So
do it really make you feel good? Like how do you feel off all lemon juice for 15 days?
energy on 100. I wake up, it's like I don't have plans, but what's the plans? Can someone like invite me to go like outside and do something? Like can someone give me some fruit trees to like plant in my yard? I don't know.
Mm.
Like I just feel high. Like I feel like an ecstasy. That's what I can describe it as. I've never done ecstasy, but I can only imagine
Well, I
the
have. I have, and I tell you, that's you hiding a mother.
I can only imagine that's what it feels like.
Mm.
I feel like I'm floating. Like not only my body but my mind, because my mind got an extra emotional detox like through this lemon juice.
Well, let me tell you
And
like this. Hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off.
no,
But
no, not at all.
I feel like I'm a high level individual, right?
You
Like
are.
I've done 108 days of watermelon. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this fruit shit alone. Not a long time either. Not a long time. But I feel
Yeah.
like that because at the level I do it.
Yeah.
But That you, my friend, what you are doing is high level shit. You feel me? Like, and I'm gonna be the first person to commend you on that and literally take my hat off to you
Thank you.
because that shit right there, 15 days on straight lemon juice, that's I never heard of it. So I don't know how you feel. You
Amazing.
know what I'm
And
saying? I don't,
and I keep going back to it, but I don't live in the mind anymore.
mm,
And I'm not going to say it don't creep up on me. The mind's always going to be there. The mind's always going to try and speak and, take control. But I don't care if I have if there's a million thoughts. And we have like a lot of thoughts throughout the day. I don't care if every single one is negative. I'm going to automatically draw it back to the present and be like, no, that's not what we're thinking about. I am not you. And I'm not going to let you, let me, associate myself with those thoughts. You
I was
know?
it's the two masters inside we talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
The higher self, the lower self, Lucifer, Satan, whatever you want to call this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You have to master those two voices inside your head. What
Mm-hmm.
fruits do is assist you in mastering.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And that's what it gives you more of living off a feeling.
Exactly.
And that's what we're experiencing here. This is a connection that's why we can identify what was going on because we have similar experiences. So, what's next for Faith Finds Fruit? What fruit you finding next? What you doing next?
Well, that's another story. Again, every time I go to start something new, I'll go meditate on it, because I'm not in control. So I was meditating and I was like, what fruit do I do next? Like, I've been doing grapes for so long. Like, how do all I know is
Right.
grapes. Do I just stay on grapes forever? Like, I'm comfortable with it.
Right, right.
Um, um, but something in me for a while now was just like really drawn to apples, you know.
Hmm.
And apples are also a pretty astringent fruit. So some
Indeed.
people are like, well, what if I don't want to do grapes? Don't do grapes. Do apples, do oranges, do grapefruits, do whatever
Facts.
fruit your intuition tells you to do. Eat all the fruits. I don't care. Just get on the fruits,
Get on the fruits. Fruit up.
Get on the fruits. Because regardless, you're going to heal, even if you're eating all of them.
Indeed.
So, I was like, I'm thinking apples, but I need a sign to know if it's the apples I should do. So show me a photo. I need to see a photo of apples. And I don't want to just see one apple like on a picture. I want to see apples like all over the photo.
Hmm.
You reached out to me. And after you reached out, I get back on Facebook because like all these notifications are going off from the story I just posted. And
Fact.
in the midst of that like chaos, trying to keep up with all of the notifications, your post of the mono eating apples for 7 days, full of apples on the picture, was just staring at me right in the face on my feed. And I just took a second to sit there and just thank, my highest self, the highest power, whatever it may be,
Fact.
for giving me such a clear, direct answer. And so I'm gonna be on the apples with Bobby. So catch me on the apples. You know, I have only I have only been drinking lemon juice though for like 15 days. So I may start off with like juicing it just to be a gentle like on my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I may take a little nibble because I want to see what something crunchy like some different texture tastes like. I can't imagine what an apple tastes like to me now.
A honey
Pro-
crisp apple. Ooh.
and probably nothing I can remember it tasting
Mm-mm.
like. And it's interesting because I finally found this cute little like fruit market. It's like an hour away from me, but I'll drive, you
Facts.
know. Um, and they have so many bags of apples there, like a whole bag of apples for like $2, like $1.99. And
Wow.
so I'm like, I'm gonna go there and stock up. Like that's my place to go get them. Like everything's set up, set in stone. I may have to go tomorrow, but I'm on the apples, so you know.
Hey, hey, that's dope. That's dope. And you know what? With that being said, I'm actually starting my apples tomorrow.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's going down. I'm not. I was gonna make a Facebook group and charge people to get in and all this shit, right? But I'm like, you know what? I do that every other month with the Fruit Up Challenge. We just gonna make a group and it's for free. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We just gonna let
Yeah.
people rock out with the apples.
Well, Bobby,
And
so you weren't even gonna post it on like for everyone to see?
no, I when I posted that picture, I was literally just sitting back thinking, like, I wonder who would eat apples with me.
That was another sign that you like the highest power like put through you to give to
Fact.
me again, and it's just like the divine plan, the divine
It's
timing.
crazy.
It's beautiful.
It is.
It's really beautiful, and
It really is.
only
Um,
those who have experienced it can really like understand all of those like connections.
Facts.
And
And
yeah.
this nothing happens by coincidence.
No, there's no
So
coincidence.
no,
Everything, like I say, everything holds its purpose.
indeed. And I'm gonna tell you like this. I draw inspiration from a lot of different things in my life.
Yeah.
And when you start taking care of yourself at a high level, and it get
Hmm.
intense, it get really intense up here,
Oh
you
yeah.
know? And that's a lot of things that a lot of people don't want to deal with. But you have inspired me again to really like tune in and focus and do the right things because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can be drawn away from that by the smallest things. I seen Kev Ramon post tonight that he been eating oranges. And
Hmm.
just by me coming down his timeline with orange juice, make him want orange juice.
Yeah.
So you got to
Exactly.
be careful what you looking at and what you see. So this has been a tremendous story. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think the community can appreciate you. You know, I think that I think I can appreciate you. I think everybody who know and how much work this take can appreciate what you've done for yourself. So
Well,
welcome to the community.
I want to thank, I can't see how many people are here who's watched, but
It's probably like I think we got like 90 people watching right now.
I just want everyone who is here watching to know that I'm proud of you for taking time out of your day to be here right now
Indeed.
because this wasn't done for me. You're not watching this for me. You are here because you came to learn something. You came whether you know it or not.
Fact.
You came here for you. And if this is your first step, then like congratulations. And we are all here to support you. And
Facts.
I want you to know that something that is worth it is not going to come overnight. It's going to take time. But if you put the dedication into it, you're capable of literally anything. You're capable of more than what I did. You know,
Capable. Facts.
very
Facts.
capable.
I tell people all the time, we are more than capable. Capable is even putting a cap on your ability. You
Oh
more
my
than
gosh.
that.
Oh my gosh, I'm not going to say that no more.
So
Like,
we
uh,
we are way more. We can do way more than we capable of. So it's
yeah.
like this is a testament. I appreciate you. I'm honored to be walking with you. I think the apple eating is going to be tremendous. I'm not even putting a number on it. You
No.
know, I'm just going. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Just
Who,
going.
who knows? Maybe it'll be 105 days afterwards.
Hey,
There's
don't. Hey, do not test me, please.
no. Hey, Bobby, don't test me. Don't test me. Are, are we gonna make this competition?
Hey, we can. I love it though. I love it. I
I
love
love
it.
it.
I love it.
I love
And
it too.
this has been excellent. You know, we definitely gonna have to get back on is because we got so much more we could talk about. I know you can go there. So
Oh my
uh
god, can we make a podcast? Can we make a podcast? Like that would like would be amazing.
Let's
That would
do
be
it. Let's do it.
yeah.
Let's do it.
This is
Let's
something
do it.
we're so passionate about. Like,
Indeed.
I mean,
Indeed.
I can go on and forever. You know, when this live ends, I'm probably gonna be like, why didn't I speak about this? You know, like there's things that I missed, but there's still time, and
Oh yeah.
I trust that everything I put out there today needed to be said, and
Indeed.
I just hope y'all can take something from this today,
They
because
will.
I know I'm very I say grateful now, not grateful. I was on the grapes like for so long. It became such part of me that grateful is now grateful.
you
So
like you like me, like with the watermelon, like, and you know what though? I want to say this. Like, before I leave out of here, I gotta say this. No matter what color you are, no matter how old you are, no matter what you think your life is right now, just remember faith. Remember Bobby. I just started eating fruits in February of 2022.
yeah.
So your whole life, your whole existence on the earth
Mm.
can change in little as 5 months.
Literally less than a year.
Less than a year, your entire existence can change on the earth
Not
if you
even
put
half
your
a year.
mind to it.
Exactly. Not even half a year. So imagine who we are going to become and transcend to be in another year.
Yeah, we already there. We already there.
We already there. Time is an illusion. Time is an illusion, but I just know that like we're just gonna keep going up and up and up, you know.
Indeed, indeed. I'm very proud of you, sister. I'm very, very proud of you. I appreciate you for joining me. This has been incredible. I can't wait to watch the rest of your success and you know what I'm saying, just see you flourish. And I'm proud to be able to influence you to, make the corrective decisions in your life. And that's what we're here for. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here for. So fruit up,
Uh,
fruit up.
yeah.
Anything, tell the people wherever you want to be followed at, whatever you got going on, that's, whatever, before we get up out of here.
See, I didn't even have like social media before all this, but Bobby was like, the world needs to hear about this story, and I mean,
Right.
I agree. You know, if this is gonna change people's lives, I agree. So, it's really just the Faith Finds Fruit here on Facebook right now, and then I did make an Instagram, Faith Finds Fruit 777.
Okay.
Um, But other than that, that's all I have at the moment. I do think making a podcast would be an amazing idea. I do
Mm,
want, hopefully sell my own herbs and stuff eventually. I'm very, very passionate about helping others heal as well now. So I guess look forward to seeing what's next in this beautiful journey, that I'm
indeed.
also here to experience. So,
Beautiful.
you know,
Beautiful. Wow. Wow. Yeah, so everybody, I appreciate everybody for joining us. This has been incredible. Y'all go make sure y'all follow Faith and give her a follow on Instagram and just stay continue to the journey. Tomorrow, all apples begin. All
mm,
apples begin, family. Who gonna join us? We ain't charging nobody to join us. We just want the world to fruit up, family. We just want the world to
mm,
fruit up. So that's what we gonna do. Fruit up. Make sure y'all tune in to the movement, man. Stay tuned.
yeah.
I appreciate y'all for walking with me. Love y'all. Fruit up.
Peace, love, light, and healing. Yes,
Yes,
love you
yes,
all.
yes.
Bye.
Peace, peace.